Hi everyone, I've got Peggy Porschen's new Cakes in Bloom book that I just received in the mail, and I'm so excited that I finally got it in my hands. It's I think it's been a long wait for both of us, I'm sure Peggy more. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a sneak preview into Peggy's new book that comes out in May. So it's called Cakes in Bloom, The Art of Exquisite Sugar Craft, and it's got a really nice thick bound cover and this nice little kind of insert that you can take off if you want to, but I'd like to keep it on there. So opening it up, obviously nice picture of Peggy herself, and let's just take a look here. Sugar flour basics we've got, so she's got a little bit about getting started, basic toolkit, kind of stuff that you need. Bit about the flour paste there. There's a nice picture kind of all of the tools that she's got. So it looks like I've got some of these. Some of these I'm going to need to get so I can practice. These polystyrene buds here, those are kind of hard to find, I think. So I'll probably have to special order those, but I think I've got some of those veiners, and I've got that flour veiner that's really nice. If you don't have that, definitely get that veiner. So she tells a little bit about flour paste. So there's some sugar flour designs there. Spring blossoms and boutonnieres. So she tells a bit about kind of the ingredients and how to make, this is a daffodil. So she's got really clear instructions here on what exactly you need. Let me move that over a bit. Kind of on what exactly you need to make each flower. Really clear step-by-step instructions, and they all kind of line up here. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Tells you here, let the colored flour paste rest inside a plastic bag for about 15 minutes. So she gives really clear instructions on exactly how to, exactly what to do, really. So this looks like, oh, she's just kind of talking through a bit of flour basics here. It doesn't look like there's actually, these are the specific instructions to make each flower. But there you go, you can make purple pansies, and those are really pretty. Not sure if you guys can see that pansy there, but that is really pretty. Got a nice shimmer work on it, and it looks like she's done a bit of painting here. So she shows you exactly what to do step by step, and even starts out with kind of white sugar paste there, so you don't even need to get anything special by getting tinted color paste. Frangipans, those are always really pretty. Really nice kind of tropical flowers. What else do we have? Carnations. That's really popular style now. Those, what do you call them? Pompadours. Yeah, so those are really quite popular right now for parties, and that would look really nice on top of a cake, or just kind of as a cake whole. Oh, it's got a bookmark here, so you can mark your place. So she's got roses and lily of the valley, so her real kind of signature rose there. I've actually seen Peggy make this a couple of times. Once in her studio when I took a course with her, which I can tell you about later, and also at, I think it was the Cake and Bake show, and this is one of my favorite flowers, and it's actually really easy because you don't use any cutters. You just use balls of fondant or sugar paste, and actually like a plastic kind of page protector from a binder, so it's really easy. You don't even need any cutters from it, and the instructions look like they definitely help. And then it looks like kind of a little lily of the valley blossom there that she's got. Those are really cute, really pretty. Yeah, that's really nice. Snowballs there. So what else do we have? That's a really pretty flower. I think that's a dahlia. So that looks like it uses the kind of that daisy cutter. I think it's actually called something else, but I can't remember what it is. But you usually come in a set of 3. So she's got a daisy wreath here. That's really nice. So hydrangeas. Hydrangeas are one of my favorite flowers. They're actually really easy to make when you get that hydrangea press. This is actually very similar to my wedding cake. I had real flowers. They unfortunately didn't have Peggy do it back in Canada, but really, really pretty style, really quite popular right now, I think, and really elegant with that nice little flower kind of ball at the top. So that's how you make the hydrangeas there with the cutter, and don't know if you guys can see that actually, with the cutter and, you know, some dry, whatever you call it, coloring, and then you can just kind of tint it there. So that is another example. These roses are really pretty. I think this is a similar method that she does, using a two-tone, so she's giving you some ideas there. Yeah, and again, this doesn't use a cutter, that flower there, so that's a really, really nice rose to do. And it's just two-tone, and it gives you a bit of a different look. So Iceland poppies, that's really pretty. Probably a little bit trickier to do. That's got all of these, oh, I don't know what you call them, stamens, I think. So that might be a little bit trickier to do. I might have a go at trying to make some of these myself. Don't know if I can get the cutters. So white rose petals, that's just really, really simple and elegant. That's a really big, really nice bloom there that she's got. Really kind of signature Peggy Porschen style flower. And this one here, she does use, this is where she uses those foam buds. I think they're called cello buds. And again, I have had a bit of trouble finding those, but you can, you know, with a bit of searching, you can definitely find them. Peggy, you know, she's kind of the master of these flowers. They're really, really pretty. So the other ones that I really like are these sweet posies, kind of sweet pea flowers. These are really pretty. I've seen it in one of our cakes that she's just got in her new kind of spring summer collection, and she uses these and they look absolutely gorgeous. So these use really, really tiny little cutters, and they're a wired flower as well, so it's a, you know, a nice thing to practice with when it's so kind of tiny. But she gives tons of step-by-step instructions, and this flower here is such a gorgeous flower. I've just looked at it and it's so unique and so different. It's an English garden rose, so it's got something really quite different in the center to a regular rose, and looks really nice when it's combined with these regular roses here. But if you take a look, it kind of starts with four different sections of petals, and then you start wrapping the larger petals around, and that just gives you a totally different look than most roses that I see. So they've got Climbing Cosmos. Those probably look like they're a bit easier, so definitely something for a beginner to do, I would say. Got nice thick pages here. So yeah, that flower just uses one cutter and kind of a pretty basic scallop kind of shell tool that you can get in most like Wilton kind of flower toolkits. The peonies is another one of my favorites. I really want to try making those. I think I'm gonna order the cutters for the peonies and make those. Yeah, so she's got tons of stuff. Chrysanthemum trees here. It's a really different look. Oh, white orchids, those are gorgeous. Singapore orchids. It's a really nice book. Moth orchids, really nice detail on there. Lots of different orchids she's got. Then the blush anemones are one of my favorite flowers that Peggy makes, and I've actually taken a course with Peggy and a cake that I made with Peggy on this anemones, and I've been really naughty and not posted it, but I'm definitely going to share it with you guys in this same blog post that I do, kind of review some of the flowers that I've tried from her book, and it is kind of a really impactful flower, another kind of flower that Peggy has really kind of put her signature on, and it's really actually not as hard as it looks. She's done a bit of a different style here than the flowers that I've made in the class with her. I think this has more petals. The flowers that we did had 8 petals, I believe, and these look like they've got probably 10. But yeah, really, really nice. Bit of a different technique that she used here, and I might have, show you how I've done the flowers, the anemone flower, in her class. And then the vintage blooms is, of course, another one of Peggy's kind of signature flower bunches that she does, where she just puts a really nice kind of soft, delicate, romantic spin on it. So yeah, that's kind of a a sneak peek at her book. Let's take a quick flip through here. Cherry blossoms, really popular for spring weddings. And they've even got kind of, she's got stenciling there, just one nice flower, which is just really, really pretty. That reminds me a bit of a peony. Probably uses a foam ball in the center there, just to keep it light. And then she even shows you down here how to do the stenciling as well. So I don't know if you can see that, but so floral cascade, kind of a nice summer garden cake. So yeah, if you're making your own wedding cake, you could maybe try and make some of these ahead of time, and then you could just put them on your own cake. And even if you don't have time to make your own cake, you can always buy a white cake and then put these flowers on there if you've got some spare time to do it. So it's really pretty. And then Peggy always has kind of the basics that she includes in her book, which are really, really, really helpful. It's just recipes. She's got baking tips. So she's got layering miniature cakes there, layering large cakes, how to do it icing with marzipan and sugar paste. So when I took Peggy Porschen's course, we did line a fruit cake with marzipan first and then sugar paste. Not really a huge fan of marzipan, and we've got a couple family members in our family with nut allergies, so I probably wouldn't line it with marzipan before, but she goes through the details of how to line a cake board, how to stack the cakes, how to make piping bags. There's quantity guides there. There's kind of a sugar flower glossary where she goes through some bit more details about florist tape, stemming, veining, those kind of things. And then she's even got a supplier list in the back here. Yeah, so that is my review of Peggy Porschen's new Cakes and Bloom book. So I hope you like it, and yeah, I think it's really good. It's definitely, even if I didn't get the copy for a review, I would have gone out and bought it because I'm a really big fan of hers. And I think her books are really, really clear in the instructions, really easy to follow along, and yeah, just overall, I think been really impressed with all of Peggy's books. So hope you like it, and yeah, it should be available on Amazon kind of mid-May. Alright, there you go. Thanks.